5 or 10 years' time, he might be back in June. On Friday the 15th of July 2011, we were awaiting our new priest, and many wondered what this Castlecourt man would be like and what he would bring to our parish. But no one could have predicted the whirlwind that was coming our way, and the impact that he was to have on both our parish and on our community. Charlie, you literally hit the ground running, and you haven't stopped since. You carry the people of Drummond, Lechansie and Westport in your heart. And over the years, you have been tireless in your efforts to bring improvements. We only need to look at your interest and care for Pope Patrick and the development of the new path to see this. You never ask anyone to do anything that you're not prepared to do yourself. Well, except climb the weak maybe. We won't wonder about it. Now, we're not going to canonise Father Charlie here tonight, because he'd be the first to admit that he's not perfect. We're here tonight to pay tribute and to say thank you. And with that in mind, I call on Kevin Barrett, as chairperson of the Parish Pastoral Council, to say a few words on behalf of the parish.
Thank you, Gertie. Now, a few things I have to get used to here, but anyway, we'll see how we get on. My brief here tonight is to speak on behalf of the parish, whatever that means. And brief being the operative word. So I'm sure the one thing that you want me to do is to be brief. And I bet you not half as brief as Father Charlie wants me to be. In talking about tonight, and we're here to celebrate the last 12 years. But you know, Gertie mentioned we leave the sadness outside, but we do understand how Father Charlie might be feeling. Change is never easy, and being uprooted like this is definitely not easy. But the other reason that we're here tonight as well is we've come for a bit of forgiveness. And the forgiveness is, Father Charlie, will you forgive us for all the time we did your head in over the last 12 years? Because I'm sure we gave you a bit of grief along the way as well. Everything wasn't perfect in Westport. Now, one of the things that strikes you today is, I'm saying Father Charlie, but how often do you hear just Charlie? And here was someone with a bright idea, sent to Westport, never been here before, had no contacts, didn't really know the parish, so came in, had to start from scratch. On top of that, here's a Castlecourt man being told to come in and run the show in Westport, could never run out well, could have. And yet, look what transpired. You mention the name Charlie. And I say this with all due respect to all the other Charlies in this town, outstanding though they may be in their own fields. But when you mention the word Charlie, what does everybody think about, and who does everybody think about? And when you're known by your first name, you have made an impact. Oh boy, has he made an impact. The question is, how did he do it? So the first thing is this, and it started with every Mass. You were all equally welcome. And that wasn't just words, because what he created was a warm, inviting, non-judgmental, and a supportive church. And that was was the word I'm looking for. That was carried also by the warmth of the personality and by an engaging and supportive presence. He had that presence, and people knew that what was being said was for real. Add to that, and remember, we're encouraged. We're supposed to be burning with zeal. Now you all know that can get fairly warm, lukewarm, or stone cold at times. But at all our festivals, the message was the same. Whether you showed up once a week, once a month, once a year, or once a blue moon, you were always welcome. And that was further carried on because it finished by saying, we are always here for you. That was the type of church, and as a result, that was the impact. The impact on people, how you make people feel. And let's face it, he has made us feel good. Now, along with that, in this day and age, and I'm talking more about national media, not about local media so much in this, but our national media have a kind of peculiar attitude to people in the church. And in one way we're irrelevant, and in the other way we can't stop talking about it. So they have these kind of labels they put on us. We're either liberal or conservative, we're either traditionalist or modernist, we're either ultra-traditional or ultra-modernist. But labels never came into it during Father Charlie's time. The person was acknowledged and the label was forgotten about. And we used to say, well, the label was right in the first place. But what he did was he found a space for everyone in the church. It was up to you to take it up. And speaking of media, and again I'm talking more national media, the gas part of it all is that a lot of them had a soft spot with Father Gertie. How he did that in the current climate, I don't know, but he did it. The major thing, or not the major thing, but one of the major things with Father Charlie is there's no doubt he has the gift of the word. His sermons and homilies were, I suppose, to educate, elucidate, challenge, and above all encourage. And encourages at all times. But when you listen to his homily, the one thing you knew for sure, that the core message was coming when you heard the voice drop and the whispering started. But it wasn't just confined to that, because the word is that gift of the word. It doesn't matter whether he's dealing with loss or whether he's dealing with whatever problems people have, relationship problems, family problems, one-on-one. He still has that gift to somehow travel with people in that situation and find something that brings succor and comfort to them. Now there were dark times, and we'll acknowledge that during the 12 years. And his ability through that time, and maybe it's beyond words, to show the sort of solidarity that people need. And you could call it an empathy, but it's beyond that. Because he created a sort of oneness with those people that helped carry them at crucial times. When it came to organising tonight, the phone never stopped. What are you doing? And when are you doing it? And you have to do something. Is it a bucket, a basket, tickets, or how do you collect the money? The amount of support of people ringing up, what can we do, what can we help? And I think that is significant because it shows concern and appreciation. And that came from all over the place. Needless to say, they'd already told us we were having none. So, we had to go much about that. But in saying that, and in organising tonight, it's about cooperation. And what happened in our cases, the Pastoral Council rallied around, people came with their suggestions, came to help. Margie Coughlin, the Finance Committee, they wrote in. Martin Dunn was there at every turn. Gertie, of course, was doing her usual shepherding, text, emails, keeping us on track. And that's what works. And it's kind of a microcosm of what happens in the parish. Because, let's face it, there's about 350 people involved in all the ministries in this parish. And when you think about that, you have to say that is a reflection of the state Father Gertie is leading this parish in, and it's also a reflection of the esteem in which he's had to get that sort of voluntary support. Again, all because of the impact that he's had and why we call him Gertie. That brings me now to the next bit, and the next bit is about Athenry. Now, some of you might know, some of you might not, but I'll tell you now, originally I come from a neighbouring Hurling parish. And the one thing I remember about at least one field in Athenry is all the time I had skin pimples and sore shins as I left it. And I hope Father Gertie, the 3-2 grandpads are going to get up there. Anyway, when you do eventually get around to pointing that Toyota RAV towards Athenry, and I don't know what else you might have packed in it, but I do want you to know that it will be full of our gratitude and best wishes as your head for Athenry, because we do appreciate everything you have done for this parish and done for us. And to that end, we want now, and we hope you will accept, a small token of our appreciation. We give you this, and we hope that A, it'll be useful, and B, that you get a chance to use it. And I'm going to ask Gertie now to unveil it in a minute. But above all else, when you go to Athenry, and you can be assured we will not forget you. But we're not asking you so much to remember us. But what we hope that this will mean to you is that it will remind you on a daily basis the esteem and affection and the gratitude that we hold for you in this parish. Now, you'll get a chance later to come up and have a proper look at it, but you may be able to see it from there. So this is Gertie's new desk and chair. Needless to say, we didn't bring in the real thing. Okay. Right. Anyway, I'll go over here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and thank you for your attention.